Hi guys, it's Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Today I'm going to be playing primarily with the Envelope of Wonder die set from Spellbinders. I do have some other things out and I may actually bring in some more. Not 100% sure, but I've got the American Holly. This one is by Susan Tierney, meaning you can do the whole dimensional holly look. Not going to do that today, but it is one of those options, and she does have a video showing all the things about how to do that one. We've also got these lovely sentiments, which are better press sentiments, better for the sentiments of wonders. We've got sending good thoughts your way, just a little note to say hello, just a note to say thanks, from me to you. Oh, I'm sorry, from me to Boo, because this does go along with, Halloween as well. You brighten my day, to my favorite ghoul. Hope this finds you well. Christmas wishes enclosed. Grateful for your friendship. Congratulations on your special day, Mr. and Mrs. Because, of course, all things better press. Those would be awesome for some wedding cards. Anyway, or anniversary cards, or all the things. Best wishes to you and yours. Sending you love and hugs, and sending birthday wishes, as well as some little squiggles. Yeah, to go on there as well. Anyway, and they come with all of the dies. So I'm going to go ahead and start that part first. I do have a lot of things already die cut, although I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to make all of this. But let's go ahead and do a couple of sentiments with our better press. Now, I'm being gentle with these because I know if I put too much pressure on there and do the twisting motion while pressing down too much, then I'm also going to move. Yeah, I will move the little plates and they will get out of alignment because I've got them basically where I want. Now there's one of the dies that comes in the Envelope of Wonder that's this cute little tag, and there are a couple of these at least that I want to use with that. Don't have to. If it does mess up, it's no big deal. There are dies for each of the sentiments, and I can always adhere it on top of the tag instead of cutting the tag out with the sentiment already on there, but we shall just see how it goes. And if you haven't already seen the better press, be sure to check out one of the videos where I'm already using this. This is really one of the easiest ways that I've found so far to do a really nice stamping. So I've already taped my paper down because I want to keep this piece over to the side because it's the part that I've already used. So this is kind of a scrap. Just lining that up onto my better press, and now we're ready to go. All we have to do now is just run that through my die cutting machine. And it's going to stamp down perfectly and impress into the cardstock. Now, if you use one of the better, thicker cardstocks, you are going to get a better result. This is just sentiments, so I'm not as concerned about how well that's going to go. But let's take a look at these. And we have some perfect stamped sentiments. Awesome. So now I just need to do a little bit of die cutting. So next we're going to go ahead and just assemble a couple of envelopes. These are really large, so they won't fit on an A2 size card. And I like doing my A2 size cards, but this time I'm going to be making a couple of 5x7s. So we've got all the dies to make the envelope plus a bunch of flowers and such come with that first die set. This one is the Autumn Wonder, so you can do all fall theme. And then of course there's going to be other ones as well. I think there's Christmas and Halloween, all the things. These are the ones that I've got, but that doesn't mean you can't use other things to stuff your envelope, right? So I'm going to first just start off by assembling these. So I cut out all of the pieces in two different colors of cardstock. I've got a white and then an off-white. And what I'm going to do is kind of contrast a little bit, okay? So I've got, and just a little bit, I've got, this is kind of going to be my base, and the inside of my envelope with the rest of it being with white pieces, so that we've got that kind of in the background and behind all of our bits. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other envelope that is basically the opposite. So I'm just going to start assembling all of these. Also, the big piece, you can actually make this into an actual envelope and close it. There is a score line there, and on the bottom piece there is a place where you can tuck it in, so you could make this as an actual envelope or pocket on your card. So that's kind of cool. So for this one though, I'm just going to use the typical design. I may do something different on the other. Never know what I'm going to do. I have some ideas, but anyhow. So this one just goes on the inside, and that's kind of like where the adhesive would go on a regular envelope, right? These, we've got a score line right across there, so I'm going to go ahead and fold on the score. And you can always use your scoreboard to get a little bit better of a fold there. Actually, I think that is what I'm going to do. And then these pieces, we're just going to glue right along the edge there. You can also use, I'm using just liquid glue for this, but you could use double stick tape, double-sided adhesive. That would be just fine as well. And then we're going to do the same thing with that bottom flap. And there we have an envelope. I'm going to go ahead and assemble the other one, and then we can start deciding what do we want to put in them. So since I don't really know what I want to do with these, I am going to go ahead and assemble my little gnome here from the, what was that set? This one is the Gnome Hugs. Because, yeah, the arms are out there. That's so super cute. And I cut this one out using some of the Spellbinders glitter foam. So this is foam. It's not going to be flaking off. It's going to be really nice, but it is going to take a second for this stuff to actually adhere to it because it's foam and that is the way it is. So let's go ahead and assemble this and set it off to dry. And it's kind of fun. Some of these really cute images are just so easy to layer up, and they are just so stinking cute. Add a little glue to the back of his hat. This is adorable. And then I did cut out a cute little pink nose. And our gnome is all done. I just need to wait for him to dry so that we can use him on one of the cards. I cut out a bunch of the holly and a bunch of the little holly berries, and to create those on the little die cut piece, I'm just using some, I think this is autumn red. Yeah, autumn red Nouveau drops to create the little berry shape, and these do take a little while to dry, so I'm doing it kind of in 2 steps to try to keep most of them being kind of that rounded shape. And all I'm doing is just popping it down onto the paper where those little circles are. And while I am waiting for the berries to dry, go ahead and start doing a little bit of assembly here. I can always add the berries a little bit later. And I basically just want this to fit kind of sort of onto my A2 size card base. I'm sorry, my 5x7 card base. So I've got it at a little bit of an angle, but that's as much of an angle as I can do with that. You can also do it centered on your 5x7 card. I think what I'm going to do, I want my little gnome to be kind of in the front, and we're going to just fill up our envelope with some of this holly. So first off, I've got mostly ones done out of some green foil cardstock. I had forgotten that I had this. This is some cardstock from Michaels. Nothing fancy, nothing expensive, but oh my goodness, it looks so, so, so pretty cut into that holly shape. So I'm going to just tuck some down here kind of to give it a little bit of a background. And I'm going to tuck in, of course, some of the ones that are also tuck in some of the foam ones as well. So let's just create a little bit of a green background in there. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add my little gnome. I'm impatient. I can't really wait for all of the red, so I'm going ahead and putting all of the blue on here, and got that little envelope full of all that holly, the Christmas holly. I think this is going to be so stinking adorable. Look at that cute little gnome. Oh my goodness, I'm loving this. So now I'm making myself a little bow out of some red baker's twine. Or attempting to. Try that again. And I don't use twine very often, so I'm not real good at this, but just like everything else, it just takes a little bit of practice. And this is still going to be cute. Okay, I've got myself a little bow, and I'm going to trim a little bit off the end there. And then let's go ahead and adhere our little sentiment down. It says Christmas wishes enclosed. I'm going to have it down a little bit at more of an angle than I really want, because I want it to be hanging out of our little gnome's hand. And because of all of the foam and dimension on here, I am going to need to add it with some foam and pop it up a little bit. There we go. And then the bow, I'm going to adhere right where the little hole is, so it looks like a regular tag. And then we're going to let that one dry. So although these are not 100% dry, I am going to go ahead and start adding a few of my little berries on. And I'm clipping them apart so I can make sure I have space to put them down. Now that I've got everything else kind of done, right? And this is just going to add a little bit more color. I know, it doesn't actually need a whole lot more of anything. This card is turning out so super cute. Okay, so we've got some berries there. And I do want to put some more over on this side, so let me find another one that's mostly dry. This one looks pretty good, I think. And this one I'm going to put down solid. You know, put the whole thing down instead of cutting it apart. Okay, there we go. And I think we do need a little bit more and maybe have it sticking out from there. So again, looking for another one that looks like it's mostly dry, and then I'll trim a little bit of it off. This one's not, but I think part of it is. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it. And then I'll use the little piece, this one, and I'll tuck that one right in. Okay, I'm going to say that that is going to be good enough. I mean, look at that. We've got shiny foil and we've got lots and lots of glitter. I think this is adorable. So I kind of went into my stash and discovered that I still had a bunch of these leaves that I did a year ago. This was I will look up what set it's from, but it was one of the stitched dies, and I've got all these fun little fall leaves, and I'm going to use that for the other card. So I've got my 5x7 card base. Let's put that just down there so I kind of have an idea of where I want everything to go. I've also got this cute little bird that I put together last year from another set from last year. And although this one was from a Christmas set, I think it'll still go well because I'll be honest, I have cardinals around my house pretty much all year round. It doesn't get really cold here in Florida, so. And I'm going to start just putting some of these guys down, mostly tucked into the envelope somewhere. And again, adding some color to that background, right? So whatever you happen to have in your stash, you can use to go into your envelope and just create whatever kind of fun scene you'd like to do. And it's a great way to use up some of those extras that we all have that we never get around to using, right? Okay, I'm going to put this little sentiment up on a little bit of foam, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this down onto my card so I can decide where do I want the last of my leaves to go. Okay, we've got that right there, and I'm going to just center that. And my little bird has already got some foam on the back. I was using some fun foam when I was assembling this. I'm just going to go ahead and put him right down there, right beside the little note. And then we can add the last of our couple of leaves. This one I think I'm going to tuck down here, kind of underneath that note there. That looks cool. And then this one we'll put up at the top. And then do the same thing with this last leaf. And that's going to finish up our second card. So I think these both turned out super, super cute. 2 different seasons, 2 different themes, but I am really liking it. So we've got our fall card and we've got our holiday card. So you guys have a wonderful day. Check out this playlist to see more videos where I'm using some fun Spellbinders products, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.